Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lovers Society with me, Gert Retief, and tonight we are looking a little bit of a follow-up on my previous video on best value whiskies for 2024. And I started off my list of whiskies that I think is the bang for your buck whiskey, a value whiskey that tastes fantastic, and of course, great value for what you are buying. Now, a lot of subscribers came back to me and tell me, what about this one? They would recommend adding the following ones. And I thought it is a good idea to let my subscribers also tell the world what they are drinking. And I'm really grateful for all the subscribers. I have now, I think, 1,470. So getting close to that 1,500 subscribers. And of course, if you are excited about whiskey, if you have a passion for whiskey, not so much the drinking of the whiskey, but finding that special bottle. It always feels like when I go into the small little shops, especially in some of the obscure countries where I go to, they sometimes have a bottle of whiskey there that has been standing there for years. They sell it at the same price that they bought it on the, of course, retail, and you get it at a complete bargain. That for me is the hunting of the whiskey is sometimes so much better than the drinking of the whiskey. One of them I bought at a duty-free store. I was so excited about it. Didn't really go online. Normally before I buy a whiskey, I just do spend some time to see if I'm buying a good price. This one, I saw it, grabbed it, and it was a complete disaster. That bottle has been standing there for many years. The cork was disintegrated. It was really not a good whiskey. And of course, with whiskey, it's a very subjective category. And a lot of things that I might find enjoyable, some people might take offense and say it is a terrible whiskey. For me, it's about the personal taste, the personal nosing, and finding something that I like. And of course, you have to go through a whole list of whiskies to find the perfect whiskey for you. Now, what is nice is the list that I got from all the subscribers is how many of the subscribers that follow my channel tend to go for the same type of whiskies. And it gives a little bit of a tick of the box for me as well, that the whiskies that I picked is something that a lot of people like. And I was quite excited. This morning I watched Ralphie and his value whiskey for 2024. Well, it was the same as mine except for the one. So I was quite excited that me and Ralphie, we are like this. we picked the same whiskies. But with that said, I'm not going to make it a long video. Thank you for the people that did contribute to that list. And the similarities of the whiskies is quite striking. I'm going to start off. I've got the list over here. Benza, I think, was one of the first people that did send his list to me. Aaron 10. Now, that is something that has been picked by quite a lot of people, Ralphie included. It's a stable whiskey. It's same old. It's not changing. They keep with the same recipe, which I like. And of course, the non-chill filter, natural color, 46% ABV. It's something that people can relate to, and they never try to take advantage of people, and you can get it everywhere. So definitely something that I do like. He also picked a Cotswold 10-year-old. Now, I cannot find it. I've tried it so many times. You see if I can get a bottle or samples here in Belgium. Very difficult, but I'm looking forward to trying that myself, maybe in the future. Then he's got a Boenehaben 12. Now, that's a staple food for a lot of people. I've tried a couple of the variations of it. Still have to try the cast strength. It is completely impossible to get it in Europe. Impossible to get a cast strength 12-year-old in Belgium. So definitely something that I want to try, but yeah, it's not possible to find that here. Then he's got Lefroy. Well, at least he's got a 10-year-old cast strength, not the common garden variety 10-year-old Lefroy. And then he's got, well, I'm not going to say much about Lefroy. There's people are very sensitive when when I'm not so happy with the Lefroys. They do have make a nice sherry cask one. I did like that one as well. The next one, the Jack Rioja cask, fantastic whiskey. If you are newly into peated whiskies, I think Jack is the way to go. It's a lovely, light, sweet, not overly TCP hospital band-aid type of one. And the last one on his list was the Glenallachie 12. Now, definitely a Christmas cake in a glass whiskies. Any of the Glenallanchies is fantastic. The 12-year-old in particular. Also, if you want to spend a little bit more money, I would suggest go for the cast strength ones, the different batches that they have. All of them are really nice. Next one, DJ Beacon. And also thanks for these guys for always making a comment, always adding to the list that I create. Always giving some more information that I might have missed. Of course, if I make a little mistake, there's always somebody that will give me the right pronunciation of a word. So I really enjoy the comments, I enjoy the engagement, I enjoy the passion with the people. So his selection, one thing that I also completely fell in love with, not just the whiskey itself, but also the people. I was invited for some online tastings during the you know what, and they are just such a fantastic bunch of guys. So I really enjoyed this company, Glencairn 10-year-old. It is really a good, light, friendly, sweet whiskey. That apple orchards, the pears, the summer in a glass, definitely something I would recommend. Naked Grouse, that was quite interesting. I've seen it at all of the duty-free stores. It was the Naked Grouse. I think they just call it the Naked now. Bottle with no label on it. And one of my other subscribers, not going to mention names, told me it's nonsense, they hate it. Well, subjective. One man's poison name. But yeah, so he says that the Naked Grouse or the Naked is for a nice one for him. And Compass Box. Now, I have to agree with a Compass Box. The Orchard House for me is one of the most stunning whiskies that you can find, a nice blend. But he recommends the Great King Saint Arthur's blend. I haven't seen it before. Compass Box tends to be a little bit expensive sometimes. So, but definitely that is his list. The next one, Wham's Dram. Well, what a fantastic name, Wham's Dram. Tobermory, he didn't mention the specific ones. The Jack, I can only imagine it's the 10-year-old. Deanston, definitely on my list as well. And also something that Ralphie picked years ago before I started making these videos. And that's one of the first bottles that I did buy. Loved it, that little sherry cask influence. Loch Lomond, definitely on my list as well. The 12-year-old, that's something that I have here as well. Erin and the Glencairn. So you see a little bit of a pattern coming in. The Erins, Lefroy's, the Glencairn, and of course the Erins and Loch Lomond's. The next one, Sugar Kitty. Now he's always got a lot of knowledge with regards to whiskies. He's a great whiskey collector himself. I know he also give a lot of samples to people in the US, Food Quick, and a couple of others. They do have a nice system where they swap out whiskies to give you a chance to try something new, and of course then make a decision if you want to buy that whiskey. So that for me, absolutely a fantastic idea. His list, Aaron, of course, Glencadam, fantastic. Tamdu. Now, I must say I did not have a lot of information on Tamdu. I think I've tried it only once or twice. So this definitely, if he recommends it, you definitely have to take note and maybe give that a go as well. Glengoyne, 12 years old. Glen Murray, 15. Spaben, 15, and the Deanston 15. So he did say he did up the level a little bit from the 12-year-old or the 10-year-old to up a little bit, make his value maybe a little bit more expensive, but that's a whiskey that he gets more bang for his buck. But yeah, that is his list. Light Blaze, he's from Georgia, if I remember correctly. Always comments on the videos. He's also a passionate young man with regards to whiskey, and well, he knows what he likes and he knows what he dislikes, and he will tell me very fast if it's something that he does not like. Well, he's a little bit of the opposite spectrum for me. If you look at the list, he's going definitely into the peated whiskies, Ardbeg 10. Now, I can relate to the Ardbeg 10 if you give it enough time in the glass, and the lower the level of the in the bottle for me, the better it got. And in the end, when you're left with that last quarter, it's cinnamon for me. Oh my word, loads and loads of cinnamon, spicy, really nice. So he started off with an Ardbeg 10, Lefroy, disgusting, Lefroy 10-year-old, and Tobermory, very good one, Lejek 10 again, Edradrouwer 12. Now that's my type of whiskey, that little bit of a Christmas cake in a glass, that Sugar Monster, that Sherry Monster, the Sherry Bombs, lovely stuff, and a Bladnoch 10-year-old, quite an interesting selection. Next one, very funny name, JR NL3MH. I probably means something. For me, it doesn't mean anything. Could be junior from the Netherlands. Well, I'm going to stick to that. So, Aaron, definitely. Deanston, Glencadam, Glengarry, Bunnahabhain, I can only presume it's maybe the 12-year-old. And then he has got Aberlour, the 48%, Loch Lomond as well, and Altamore. So a little bit of a difference, but the core range seems to be staying the same. Not going to be many more. Andrew Butler. Now, Andrew Butler has got a lot of knowledge. He's the one that knows how to pronounce all these unpronounceable words that they slap on the bottles nowadays. For him, Glen Murray, Elgin Classic, have to agree on that one. I have a bottle. It is really nice. It's really cheap. Then he's got a little Irish whiskey, the Sexton. Never heard of it, never seen it, never tried it. Tamnavulin, double cask. Oh yeah, Tamnavulin, most definitely. Also very cheap, but it's so drinkable and something that I do enjoy. Then he goes to Wales with the Penderyn Myth. I think I've only tasted one or two expressions from Penderyn. The Myth was definitely not one of them. So, but he's piquing my curiosity, something, well, maybe I should try it. If somebody else thinks it's fantastic, get a sample, go to a pub, see if you can buy a sample or buy a Wiedram, so that you can make sure that you like it before you spend a lot of money on it. Then he's got Cutty Sark Prohibition, impossible to get. Not here in Belgium. I can forget about it. I've looked all over all of the online stores, the local stores. Nobody's got it. I have the normal Cutty Sark, budget, budget whiskey. Very drinkable, nice in a cocktail as well. Then he's got Waterford Reserve. I've only tried it, I think, once or twice. One of them was at the duty, what do you call it, the lounge, one of the lounges. They had this one here in, I think it was in Spain. They had this on offer at the lounge. Was quite impressed with it, but I haven't sat down and spent too much time with that one. Then he's got a Sazerac, right? No idea. I haven't seen it. I'm sure I'm butchering that name. Lefroy 10-year-old, of course. And the 1792 small batch. I'm not really familiar with these whiskies. Next one. The Whisky Cove, he recommends the Lefroy 10 and the Penderham Myth as well. So definitely two people talking about it. I think if another person recommended, I'm going to have to spend some money on it. And the last one that I just want to do a quick mention, First Full 59. He said the Ardbeg 5, or the Wee Beastie. Now, it was a little bit of a shocker for me when I opened up that bottle, and but it gradually opened up over time, giving it time to breathe, get rid of that little stinkiness. So not too bad now, but it's definitely, I will definitely rather get a 10-year-old, because I think there's about a 5-6 euro difference between the two. So for me, the 10-year-old would make a little bit more sense, but of course it's his list. Loch Lomond, Glenkeith. Now I've seen Glenkeith all over duty-free stores. They've got loads of them, but I never stopped and took one. No age statement whiskey, so I haven't tried it yet. But yeah, definitely have to keep an eye open for them. Highland Park 12. And the Old Pulteney for him. Now that is just a short little sample of what my subscribers think, and it is nice to see a lot of people tend to buy the same things, and they can see quality, they can smell quality, they can taste quality, and they know that these distilleries are not trying to rip people off. Now, last night, Aquavite, Roy made a video, or his online stream, the VPub, and they were discussing the crazy price increases. And I must admit, I was a little bit, unhappy with Glencadam. And they showed a little bit of a spreadsheet there with the price increases with Glencadam. I was always under the impression they are that guys that is not going to just increase it exponentially. Unfortunately, it seems that a lot of distilleries are moving in that direction by increasing it and sometimes taking it beyond the limit or the means of a lot of people. Now, sometimes you have to be clever. When you see a bottle on special and you like it, buy 2 or 3. It's just going to go up. And if you see a bargain, one of my subscribers sent me a message about the bargain that he found. It was just incredible. I would have bought everything that is available, but sometimes know what the prices are. Don't just buy, Google them, do your homework, and once you've established that it is a bargain, go ahead and buy it and don't regret it later on. So for me, the Aaron stood out, the Glencadam, Loch Lomond, Deanston stood out, and of course the Lefroy stood out. So that is the list of my online subscribers. If you missed this one, if you didn't have the time to add your list, feel free to add the list at any stage, and we can do a mention about it a bit later on. So thank you very much for watching, and of course stay safe this season. And of course, remember to like, share, and subscribe. That click adverts, that brings money for children in South Africa. Up to now, for this month, we've raised €1,000. It's going to buy a lot of food, 75 children, 85 families, depending on that money. So yeah, spread the word, get your friends to like, share, and subscribe. And let's see how much money we can raise for next year. So thank you very much, and see you next time. Cheers.